Hey everyone, Megan from My Vegan Dreams here, and today we have a very special guest, Chelsie. She works for Mercy for Animals, and she's the corporate campaign manager for U.S. and Canada. And we're so happy to have her here because she's going to answer some questions for us. So definitely, if y'all have any questions, drop them below, and she'll be happy to answer them at the end of the live. So welcome, Chelsie.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so I guess like my first question is like, what is Mercy for Animals for those who don't know what y'all are?
Yeah, Mercy for Animals is an international farmed animal protection organization. And our mission is to construct a more compassionate food system by reducing suffering and ending the exploitation of animals for food. So we focus exclusively on farmed animals, and we have a number of program areas that tackle that issue in different ways. So we have an undercover investigations team that goes undercover at factory farms and exposes what happens behind closed doors there. We have a government affairs team that works with policymakers across the globe to end the worst factory farming practices. We have a public engagement team that works to spread all the work we're doing and public awareness out to people. We also have an organizing team that works with volunteers and advocates and helps them become volunteer leaders. And then we have the corporate engagement team, which is the team I work with, and we work to move major food companies to adopt meaningful animal welfare policies.
Wow, that's so awesome. I didn't know that there were that many like different departments within Mercy for Animals. That's awesome to know. So I guess like what is y'all like Mercy for Animals is like main cause? I guess you kind of already said that, but like it just like mainly helping animal agriculture, like all those animals within that. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to tackle the issue of factory farming holistically, reduce as much suffering as possible, and eventually get to a world where animals are not exploited for food.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I guess kind of a personal question, like what is your like favorite thing about working for Mercy for Animals?
Yes. Oh, I love this question. I think it's just so cool to be able to work on something that you're incredibly passionate about. And what's actually even cooler is getting to come into work every day and do that with people who care about the same things that you do. Everybody I work with is incredibly kind, compassionate, driven, effective. And I think that's kind of rare to get to do that every day and build a career on your passion. So I feel incredibly lucky.
Yeah, that's just amazing. Like since starting this page, I've kind of just been doing this by myself with my mom, and I've always kind of looked up to y'all like how or Mercy for Animals in general, just like it's just so amazing having like just a big like or a company out there helping animals, and all those people within that company are just have the same passions and the same goals, and I just think that's awesome. And now that I have my friend Kayla on with me, it's been fun having someone else like with the same mindset and wanting to help animals as well. But yes,
Definitely.
so what are like some of y'all's like recent successes that y'all have had? Because I know y'all like help like go to like a like well, I can't think of the word like the government and try to get things like passed to help animals. So like what are some of y'all's like big successes y'all have had recently?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you just mentioned, something really exciting we've seen happen over the past few years are states and statewide passing greater legal protections for animals. So for example, I live in California, and it was really exciting to get to advocate for and vote yes on Prop 12, which basically mandates that animals in California, so egg-laying hens, pigs used for breeding, and veal calves cannot be confined in crates. But what it also does is mandate that eggs and then meat from pigs and calves that come into the state come from farms that also meet those standards. So it was groundbreaking, and it was so cool to get to be a part of that.
Wow, that's amazing. Like I did not know that that was like that y'all have done that. So that's like, is that only in California, or is it also like in other states as well?
Other states have passed similar measures. It varies state by state. Michigan and Ohio are a couple of other states that have recently passed similar, but not exactly the same type of legal protections. These are issues that it's not just Mercy for Animals working on them. All organizations, or many organizations that focus on the welfare and rights of farmed animals, were working on this. So it's been really exciting to see.
Yeah, like what other companies, or I guess organizations, should I say, do y'all work with, like, usually, or is it usually just Mercy for Animals?
I would say we share similar missions and goals with a lot of organizations. Ones to check out who do really amazing work are the Humane League, Animal Equality, World Animal Protection, Compassionate World Farming. There are so many amazing organizations doing this work, and it's definitely it's an effort that the organizations across the country and across the globe are working towards alleviating suffering and ending this industry.
Awesome. Yeah. That's just awesome that y'all are doing this for the animals. And I guess I heard that you have like a new campaign that y'all are working on right now. Do you want to explain a little bit more about like what y'all are doing for this?
Absolutely. So in collaboration with some organizations that focus on the rights of Latinx workers, the League of United Latin American Citizens and Forward Latino, as well as the Humane Society of the United States, came together and launched the Meat Free in Solidarity campaign. And what we're doing is asking people to go meat free in solidarity with animals and workers who are being exploited by the meat industry. And we've gotten some questions, what is Mercy for Animals, a vegan animal rights organization, doing advocating for slaughterhouse workers? And the reason is that the issue of animal suffering and the unjust treatment of workers is interconnected. It's no shock to anyone, I'm sure, that slaughterhouses are terrible places for animals, but they're also really bad for workers as well. And things have only gotten worse during the COVID-19 pandemic. Slaughterhouses are COVID-19 hotspots. Workers are being denied basic protective gear. They are being denied the space to protect themselves by physically distancing from other workers. And this is all on top of the other workplace hazards that they experience. That they're always at risk for injuries, respiratory illness, PTSD. It's really dangerous work. And in order to really dismantle factory farming, we have to come together and stand up for everybody who suffers at the hands of giant meat companies. So as part of this coalition of social justice organizations, we're asking people to go meat free, whether that be for a day, for a week, forever, whatever that may be, and send a message to big meat companies that the public wants them to implement common sense practices and reforms that reduce suffering for animals and increase protections for workers.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't really realize that like, just as like these slaughterhouses are just as bad for animals, obviously, but I didn't realize that it's also bad for these like workers to be in there, like especially with COVID-19 as well. Like they're probably not taking the correct, well, they probably are taking precautions, but they probably could be doing better, like you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, so like, what other ways can people come and like help out like Mercy for Animals and all the different campaigns that y'all are working on?
Yeah, so if you'd like to take the pledge to go meat free in solidarity, please visit mercyforanimals.org/meat free in solidarity. This is the Vegan Dreams Facebook page, so I know plenty of you are probably already vegetarian or vegan. That's okay. Please sign the pledge anyway. Every name helps. And share it with family and friends. Let them know what's going on. They can find out more information on the page. Additionally, you can check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Mercy for Animals. And if you're interested in signing up to take actions a few times a week to help promote corporate change, you can sign up for our Hen Heroes list at henheroes.org to get emails every few days with actions that take just a couple of minutes to do that really make a big difference for animals.
Wow, thank you. I'll definitely have to I'll put some of those links in the comments below after this for anyone who wants to go and check those out. I did have like one question, because I remember a long time ago when I was around like 16 or 18 years old, I can't remember. Do y'all still have like the volunteer program that y'all do for like youth, for like young people to do?
Absolutely. We have an amazing organizing team that sets up action teams around the country and really helps guide volunteers of all ages to how to be really effective for animals. So if you're interested in learning more about that, definitely check out our website at mercyforanimals.org and sign up to volunteer.
That's awesome. And then I guess this is kind of like going back to like Mercy for Animals in general. Are y'all only like doing work in like the United States and Canada, or are y'all also trying to like move around the world as well?
That's a great question. No, we are an international organization. So we're based in the United States and Canada. Our main office is in the United States, but we have amazing teams in Latin America, Brazil, India, and the Greater China region. And they're doing incredible work all over the globe, and we'll continue to do so. It's been exciting to see Mercy for Animals continue to grow.
That's so awesome. I remember looking at y'all's page and I was like, oh wow. I was like, I didn't know that y'all were like worldwide. And yeah, like, have you ever been to any of the other like offices around the world?
I haven't, but some of my coworkers in other regions have come to the U.S. for retreats or things like that. So I have gotten to meet my coworkers that live and work internationally, which is really great. And many of our program areas that I listed are also in these regions. So definitely check them out as well.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. I guess I'll look at some of the comments that we have here to see if there's any questions that we can answer. So let's see. Someone says hi from Northern California. Awesome. Happy to have you. Well, someone says, OMG, you're my new favorite charity. So sweet.
Oh, thank you.
And then Marlene says 20 years vegan from Ohio. And then let's see. Michelle said
we were actually founded in Ohio. So
were y'all really?
Yeah. Our founder founded Mercy for Animals when he was just a teenager in rural Ohio.
Wow. Like what year was that?
1999.
Okay, so I was only 1 year old. So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Michelle says, how can we make a change like that in our own state? I guess with the let me see what exactly or I guess like how can other people within like, well, let me see if Michelle, will you add on to that question actually? It says, where can we learn more about the new campaign? We answered that actually. Oh. Oh, here's Lola says, what is your favorite part? Oh, I guess you can answer that again. What's your favorite part about working for Mercy for Animals?
Yeah, so what I did say was it's just so cool getting to come into work every day and work with people who care about the same things that you care about. You know, I grew up in a rural area, so there were few, if any, other vegetarians, vegans. It just wasn't an issue that had reached that area yet. And I grew up in a world where I didn't even know you could work in animal rights. So getting to come into work every day, work with amazing people, and work for something you're passionate about is really special. And it wasn't something that I was expecting out of my career, but I'm so happy that my path led me here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hope that answers your question, Lola. And then okay, Michelle, she added on, it says, how can you advocate for change within the laws and that kind of system? Like, how are you able to do that as just a person?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just get involved. Talk to your representatives. Tell them what you care about. And it doesn't need to be, it doesn't necessarily need to be your congressperson or senator. It can be your state senator, your state assembly person. I know the terms vary based on your state, but I grew up in New York, so I'll say assembly person. It can be your council person. Just get involved, let them know you're a constituent, and tell them what you care about. And they can help guide you and help get you where you want to go. And if they know that the people who vote for them care about issues, then you can do that.
Yeah. That's good to know. Hope that answers your question, Michelle. And then let's see. Jenna says, factory farming and ill treatment of our sentient beings has to be part of a practice of the past. Huge amount of alternative choices, so there's no need to continue filling dinner plates with animal flesh. Yes,
That's so
definitely.
true. And I have to say, Megan, I saw that you posted was it a blueberry cobbler recipe on your page like a few hours ago? It's like, I know what I'm doing this weekend. There is
Yeah.
absolutely no need to harm animals to eat delicious food.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely have people ask me all the time. They're like, "Oh, don't you miss this?" And I'm like, "No, actually, I, I don't." So I was like,
Yeah.
I'd much rather be vegan and not put harm towards um, any animals. Okay, and then someone says, "Where is Mercy for Animals?" I guess where are y'all? Like, where's y'all's headquarters? I guess in the United States.
We have an office in LA, and that is our current office in the US. And then we also have offices in Brazil and Latin America. But we have folks in other regions. I actually work remotely, although I'm based in California. I work from home, and that's actually what a good part of our organization, a good amount of our organization does.
Okay, yeah. And then Lola again says, "What's your take on how animals are portrayed in the media, like AKA Tiger King?"
Oh, so that's an interesting one.
Mhm.
I mean, Tiger King was just heartbreaking for so many reasons, and I think hopefully something good that came out of it is to expose what these big cat zoos are actually doing and what the conditions are. You know, taking a cute photo with a cub is not worth the lifetime of suffering that these animals experience. So I hope that's the message that most people came out of watching that show with.
Yeah, I think recently, like they got shut down by PETA, I believe. So they have they lost their license in order to be a zoo. So I guess that's hopefully people will see that and be like, oh, we don't. There's no need to go exploit these big cats and harm them by. Uh, oh, another
Yeah.
question came in. Deborah says, oh, okay. She says, how can we have compassion for slaughterhouse workers?
Sure. So I can answer that. You know, slaughterhouse workers don't take that job because they want to kill animals. They take that job because they have few, if any, other options, and they're just trying to survive and make a living. And big meat companies exploit animals in a similar way, exploit workers just as they exploit animals. The reason that the meat industry is able to make their products so cheap is because they externalize the true cost of factory farming onto workers, animals, the environment, communities. So in order to really tackle this issue, we have to do it holistically and stand up for everybody who's suffering at the hands of big meat companies. We have to make them spend more to improve worker protections, to reduce the suffering of animals. And we do that by working together.
Okay, yeah, like hopefully that answers your question, Deborah. But yeah, because I kind of find it interesting because when I think of a slaughterhouse, I only think of the animals, and I only think about them being like killed for meat or whatever they're being used for. But I never really think about the workers, and it's kind of nice to also think about them because you never know, they could just be doing this, like you said, just to make a living and get day by day and make it through the day. And yeah, I guess it's also nice to kind of think of them and make sure that they also get treated correctly because they're in these horrible, just environments every day. And yeah, very nice of you.
I can give you an example.
Okay, yeah.
A few years ago, an Oxfam report found that some poultry processing workers were forced to work so long without taking a break that they were forced to wear diapers. Because they weren't able to take bathroom breaks. There are reports that show intimidation, harassment, horrible workplace injuries. So, in order to really address the issue of factory farming, we can't just, I came into this for the animals, and I'm sure most people watching care about this for the animals. But in order to really dismantle the industry, there are a lot of things to consider. And by working together, we can get to where we want to go more quickly and more efficiently.
Yeah, because I also feel like if you take down all these big corporations that are involved with factory farming, all these people who once had jobs now no longer have jobs, and so we also kind of have to take into account. I know that factory farming and killing animals for no reason, and when there's many other ways to eat and not harm animals, but you also have to think about the people who are working for these slaughterhouses. It's like we also have to be compassionate towards them, even though our main goal is to be compassionate towards animals.
Yeah, well, I can actually plug one of our newer programs, which is our transformation project,
Okay.
where we're, it's a place for farmers to go who want to transition from farming animals to farming plants, and we're looking to help them with that. So it's a super no program. If you're interested in checking it out, check out transformationproject.org.
Okay, yeah, I will definitely put that in the comments as well for everyone if they want to pass that on to someone or definitely check it out. It looks like we, at least for now, doesn't look like we have any other questions. So I definitely want to thank you, Chelsie, for joining us today and answering some of our questions. And do you have anything else you'd like to say before we all hop off?
No, just thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. Thank you for all the work you're doing to spread the vegan message around. And yeah, I had a really great time.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining and asking questions. And definitely give her some love in the comments below and go give a like to Mercy for Animals, because they're definitely doing a wonderful job. And I just appreciate you for hopping on and answering some questions for us. And hopefully we'll chat soon. So bye, everyone. Yeah.